Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Immunity from an obligation or duty. An act exempting someone. A deduction allowed to a taxpayer because of his status, having certain dependents or being blind or being over 65, etc. Additional exemptions are allowed for each dependent. Immunity from an obligation or duty. The condition of being free, the power to act or speak or think without externally imposed restraints. An act exempting someone. An act exempting someone. He was granted immunity from prosecution. Medicine, the condition in which an organism can resist disease. The state of not being susceptible. The quality of being unaffected by something. Immunity to criticism. The state of not being susceptible. Unsusceptibility to rust. Part with a possession or right. Let something fall or spill from a container. Music, the act or manner of terminating a musical phrase or tone. A device that when pressed will release part of a mechanism. Activity that frees or expresses creative energy or emotion. The act of liberating someone or something. Grant freedom to, free from confinement. Make assets available. Release the holdings in the dictator's bank account. Release, as from one's grip. Release, gas or energy, as a result of a chemical reaction or physical decomposition. A legal document evidencing the discharge of a debt or obligation. The act of allowing a fluid to escape. Prepare an issue for public distribution or sale. Eliminate a substance. The plant releases a gas. The termination of someone's employment, leaving them free to depart. Make information available for publication. Release the list with the names of the prisoners. An announcement distributed to members of the press in order to supplement or replace an oral presentation. Euphemistic expressions for death. Generate and separate from cells or bodily fluids. Release a hormone into the bloodstream. A formal written statement of relinquishment. A process that liberates or discharges something. There was a sudden release of oxygen. Merchandise issued for sale or public showing, especially a record or film. A new release from the London Symphony Orchestra. A formal written statement of relinquishment. Remove, cargo, people, etc., from and leave. Electrical conduction through a gas in an applied electric field. Free from obligations or duties. Go off or discharge. Eliminate a substance. The termination of someone's employment, leaving them free to depart. Pronounce not guilty of criminal charges. Cause to go off. Release from military service. A substance that is emitted or released. Any of several bodily processes by which substances go out of the body. The discharge of pus. The act of discharging a gun. The act of venting. The pouring forth of a fluid. Become empty or void of its content. A formal written statement of relinquishment. Complete or carry out. Discharge one's duties. Pour forth or release. Discharge liquids. Remove the charge from. The sudden giving off of energy. A reduction in the gross amount on which a tax is calculated reduces taxes by the percentage fixed for the taxpayer's income bracket. An amount or percentage deducted. A reduction in the gross amount on which a tax is calculated reduces taxes by the percentage fixed for the taxpayer's income bracket. Something that is inferred, deduced or entailed or implied. The act of subtracting, removing a part from the whole. Reasoning from the general to the particular, or from cause to effect. The act of reducing the selling price of merchandise. A reduction in the gross amount on which a tax is calculated reduces taxes by the percentage fixed for the taxpayer's income bracket. An exemption based on circumstances existing prior to the adoption of some policy, used to enfranchise illiterate whites in South after the American Civil War. Exemption from taxation or normal processes of law that is offered to diplomatic personnel in a foreign country. A sum of money paid in compensation for loss or injury. Protection against future loss. Legal exemption from liability for damages. A warrant granting release from punishment for an offense. The formal act of liberating someone. A period during which offenders are exempt from punishment. Grant a pardon to a group of people. Exemption from punishment or loss. Personal immunity accorded to a public official from liability to anyone injured by actions that are the consequence of exerting official authority. A determination of the place where something is. He got a good fix on the target. Informal terms for a difficult situation. He got into a terrible fix. Restore by replacing a part or putting together what is torn or broken. Put something somewhere, firmly. Fix your eyes on this spot. Make infertile. Decide upon or fix definitely. Fix the variables. Make ready or suitable or equip in advance for a particular purpose or for some use, event, etc. I was fixing to leave town after I paid the hotel bill. Take vengeance on or get even. That'll fix him good. The act of putting something in working order again. Prepare for eating by applying heat. Fix breakfast for the guests, please. Cause to be firmly attached. She fixed her gaze on the man. Make fixed, stable or stationary. Let's fix the picture to the frame. An exemption granted after influence, e.g., money, is brought to bear. Collusion resulted in tax fixes for gamblers. Influence an event or its outcome by illegal means. Fix a race. Kill, preserve, and harden tissue in order to prepare for microscopic study. Set or place definitely. Let's fix the date for the party. Something craved, especially an intravenous injection of a narcotic drug. She needed a fix of chocolate. An exemption that precludes bringing a suit against the sovereign government without the government's consent. The doctrine of sovereign immunity originated with the maxim that the king can do no wrong. An exemption that displaces the privilege against self-incrimination. Neither compelled testimony or any fruits of it can be used against the witness, who therefore can no longer fear self-incrimination. An exemption that displaces the privilege against self-incrimination. Neither compelled testimony or any fruits of it can be used against the witness, who therefore can no longer fear self-incrimination.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.